Microbes in human welfare. Microbes. Microbes belong to kingdom Monera, Protista, and fungi. They also include viruses. Some of the examples of microbes are bacteria, protozoa, yeast, baculovirus. Microbes occur everywhere air, water, soil, inside the living bodies like humans, animals, and plants. They are also found in hydrothermal vents as high temperature as 100 degrees Celsius, in the snow or acidic environment. Bacteria. Bacteria can be rod shaped, they can have flagella, or they are spherical in shape. Similarly, viruses are also different types. Bacteriophages have a typical structure as head, collar, plate, prongs, and pins. Adenovirus looks different from tobacco mosaic virus, which is rod shaped. Microbes can be used to make household products, industrial products, in sewage treatment, to produce biogas, and also as biocontrol agents. Some of the household products produced by microbes are curd, then dosa, idlis, fermentation, bread, cheese, and others. Curd is produced by lactic acid bacteria Lactobacillus. Curd gives nutrients in the form of vitamin B12, also checks disease causing microbes, and it produces acid. The Lactobacillus produce acid in the milk that coagulates the milk protein to form curd. Similarly, fermentation produces carbon dioxide that puffs up the batter of dosa and idli. And the bread dough is fermented by Saccharomyces cerevisiae yeast to make bread. Swiss cheese contains large holes, and it is because of Propionibacterium shermani, and the characteristic flavor of Roquefort cheese is due to a fungi. Other fermented products are toddy and soybean and fermented fish. So this is the figure of Swiss cheese and Roquefort cheese. Microbes in industrial products. Several industrial products like beverages, antibiotics, and chemicals and some bioactive molecules can also be produced by microbes. And you can grow the microbes in large vessels called as fermenters. And the microbes they ferment fruit juices or cereals to produce ethanol. Some of the beverages are wine, beer, whiskey, brandy, and rum. Non distillated beverages, wine and beer. Distillated ones are whiskey, brandy, and rum. Antibiotics. Antibiotics are chemicals that are produced by members of kingdom fungi. They are harmful for the bacteria, so they kill the bacteria. One such antibiotic is penicillin. Penicillin is a chemical produced by a mold, Penicillium notatum. It was discovered by Alexander Fleming in a staphylococci culture plate. He observed that the bacteria staphylococci could not grow in the areas where this mold Penicillium was growing. Later, Ernest Chain Howard Florey established penicillin as an antibiotic during World War II, and three of them got Nobel Prize in 1945. Some of the diseases, bacterial diseases like plague, whooping cough, diphtheria, leprosy, can be cured by antibiotics. Microbes in industrial products, chemicals, enzymes, and other bioactive molecules. Some of the acids like citric acid, acetic acid, butyric acid, lactic acid are also produced by the microbes Aspergillus niger, Acetobacter aceti, Clostridium botulicum, and Lactobacillus, respectively. Ethanol is produced by the yeast Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Some of the enzymes like lipases are found in detergents that dissolves the lipids from the clothes. Then pectinases and proteases, they are all produced by some microbes. Pectinases can be used to clarify the fruit juices. Streptokinase is obtained from the microbe Streptococcus that can be used as clot buster, that is to dissolve the clot in the blood vessels of those who suffer from myocardial infarction. Microbes in industrial products. The next industrial product is bioactive molecules like cyclosporin A and statin. Cyclosporin A is an immunosuppressive agent produced by Trichoderma polysporum belonging to kingdom fungi, and it's used in organ transplant patients in order to suppress the immunity after organ transplant. Statins are blood cholesterol lowering agent and it's produced by Monascus purpureus. So here there's a picture of Trichoderma polysporum. Microbes in sewage treatment. Sewage treatment can be done in two steps. One is primary treatment and secondary treatment. So whatever sewage is there, they will have harmful substances like even human excreta, which cannot be drained directly into the rivers and streams because it will pollute the water. So it's very important to treat them before it's been discharged into water bodies. The first step is primary treatment. In the primary treatment, the floating debris can be sequentially filtered, and after that whatever pebbles and soil is there, they are allowed to sediment, and what effluent is remaining is called the primary effluent. It has been passed on to aeration tank. From there onwards it's called secondary treatment. In secondary treatment, the primary effluent which we obtain from the first tank is passed into large aeration tank. In these tank, air is being used and aerobic microbes are present. And aerobic microbes are bacteria and with some fungi filaments. They are together called as flocs. So these flocs, they will consume the organic matter with the help of oxygen, and thus they will lower the BOD. BOD means biochemical oxygen demand. So the more the BOD, more polluted the water is. Lower the BOD, the less polluted the water is. So the effluent is then passed on to settling tank where these flocs will settle. So this effluent which has been passed to settling tank, in that organic matter will be less because the aerobic microbes have already consumed them with the help of oxygen. Now the settled flocs are called as activated sludge. Small part of this activated sludge are used as inoculum for the aeration tank. The remaining part of the activated sludge are being taken to the next tank, that is anaerobic sludge digester. There will be anaerobic bacteria that will convert the activated sludge to form biogas. And the secondary effluent, which is the supernatant part, now it has been safe, organic matter has reduced, so it can be released directly into the water bodies. So here we can see the image here, flow chart. Primary effluent has been taken to the aeration tank where bacteria and fungi filaments form flocs, and these flocs will reduce the organic matter of the primary effluent, and then from there the effluent is passed to a settling tank where the settled flocs are called as activated sludge, and the supernatant, which is called as secondary effluent, can be released into the water bodies. The activated sludge is later passed on to the anaerobic sludge digester, and which will produce biogas. A small portion of activated sludge can serve as an inoculum for the aeration tank. What is BOD? Biochemical oxygen demand is the amount of oxygen consumed by bacteria to oxidize all the organic matter present in the water. More the BOD, more polluted the water is. After the secondary treatment, the BOD level of primary effluent will become low, and so it can be released into rivers or streams. Microbes in production of biogas. Biogas is a mixture of gases like methane, hydrogen sulfide, carbon dioxide, and hydrogen. The bacteria called methanogens convert cellulose into biogas. For example, methanobacterium. Methanobacterium is present in the rumen of cattle, and so it's found in cattle dung, which is called gobar. This bacteria is used in anaerobic sludge digester to produce biogas. Biogas plant. So first all the waste, bio waste are taken in this biogas plant, and then a slurry of dung has been fed. After that, whatever methanobacterium is present, they will digest these bio waste, and the biogas which is produced will be pushed up and the gas holder which is present here, they will raise as the biogas is produced. Then whatever slurry has been spent here, that will be taken out, and the spent slurry can be used as manure, and the gas can be supplied to as a source of energy, supplied to houses as a source of energy. Microbes as biocontrol agents. Chemical pesticides cause harm to the environment, so microbes can be used to control the pests. So this is called as natural predation. So there's a difference between organic farmer and conventional farmer. An organic farmer believes that more the biodiversity, more healthy will be the ecosystem. So the pests should not be eradicated, but they should be kept under control using natural predators of these pests. For example, ladybird, beetle, and dragonflies kills aphids and mosquitoes respectively. All the biocontrol agents, they don't have any negative impacts on non-targeted insects or mammals, birds, fishes, or the plants. Microbes as biocontrol agents, you can see natural predators, ladybird, beetle, killing aphid. These are aphid pests. Similarly, dragonflies can kill mosquitoes. Bacillus thuringiensis bacteria produces endospores. These spores are available in packets. They can be sprayed after mixing with water onto the plants that are normally eaten by pests like butterfly caterpillars. So these toxins, as they reach the gut of these caterpillars, will kill them by, destroying their gut membranes. Toxin genes can also be genetically engineered into the plants. For example, BT cotton. So this cotton plant has got the Bacillus thuringiensis toxin genes inside it. So these cotton plants will be resistant to the pest from within. Trichoderma is a fungus. They kill plant pathogens. Similarly, some viruses like baculovirus belonging to the genus Nucleopolyhedrovirus can kill insects and arthropods that attack the plants. So this is the endospore of Bacillus thuringiensis. Here, when it enters into the caterpillar's gut, it will cause destruction of the membranes within and killing the caterpillar. This is the picture of a baculovirus. Microbes can be used as biofertilizers, and that is being used in organic farming. Biofertilizers are such fertilizers they can enrich the soil with nutrients without polluting the soil, as in chemical fertilizers. For example, rhizobium. Rhizobium is a symbiotic bacteria that forms association with the roots of leguminous plants. They fix atmospheric nitrogen into organic forms for use by the plants. Mycorrhiza also forms symbiosis with pinus plants' roots. Azospirillum azotobacter, they are free living soil bacteria. They can also fix atmospheric nitrogen. And there are cyanobacteria like Anabina, Nostoc, and Oscillatoria. They are also used as biofertilizers. So here we can see the rhizobium in the root nodules of leguminous plants. Mycorrhiza, the fungal association, symbiotic association of fungi with the roots of pinus. And this is Azospirillum, Azotobacter. They are free living soil bacteria. Then Nostoc, Anabina, and Oscillatoria. They are cyanobacteria.